All right, I am back with another cylinder, but this time the cylinder is a little bit different. It's oriented differently. It's on its side. That's one thing. And then the second thing on here that's different is that this is the diameter. So 1.2 is the diameter of this cylinder. And when we're thinking about what the cylinder's formula is, the formula for a cylinder is the base, which is pi r squared, the area of a circle, times it by its height. So if I'm looking at this, I don't have the radius, I have the diameter. So I have 1.2 as a diameter, and so the radius is half of that, or 0.6. So when I'm using this, the first thing I am gonna do is make sure that I put that information there. So radius is 0.6 or 0.6 meters. So I'm just gonna write that there so I have that information. So when I go to plug them into the equation, we're putting in 0.6 here. So what I am going to do is I always rearrange this because order of operations is very important. Radius squared needs to be done first because it's an exponent. So I'm going to go 0.6. I'm going to square that first, and then I put my height in afterwards, in this case 10.6. And then I'm going to hit the pi button at the end, and we're going to do it that way. So again, when you're looking at 0.6, as you can see there's your 0.6. I'm going to take that, actually 0.6, and then I'm going to just show you again, when you're looking at this calculator here, every calculator is different, but this one has a square button right here. So I'm going to hit that square button, and when I square it, I get 0.36. That's the first part. And then I'm going to multiply that times 10.6. You just keep going with this. When you get this, I just always hit equals, so just don't mind me. You get 3.816. Don't cut anything off or keep going. We're going to times that by that pi button, which in this case, my pi button is right there. Hit pi, hit equals, and then I'm going to hit a nice long decimal here, and that is my answer. So 11.98, and then all these numbers. Now, when I do the equations, I always do make sure I round to the nearest. Usually we do nearest 100. So in this case, I'm looking at this 8 here. I'm going to look at the number right after it because that's going to tell me whether I keep the 8 the same or I round it up to a 9. Because it is an 8, this 8 is going to get rounded up to a 9. So my answer would be approximately 11.99. So I'm going to actually change this because this really should be an approximation. 11.99. And these are meters. So we are going to do meters cubed. And that would be my finalized answer. Anytime you're doing any kind of cylinder or cone or spheres, you are be using the pi button. You are always going to have an approximate answer, and that will be not exact. So you should use this symbol indicating that it's an approximation. And if you want more questions like this, you can find them on my YouTube channel, You Want Algebra. Check them out under the volume section.